Interested in buying property in Salvador? The things you need to know before you do so. Stick around. Hi everybody, welcome to So You Want to Live in Bahia. My name is Kitty and I'm a gringa living here in Salvador, Bahia, Brazil for 10 years, and I am a licensed real estate agent, which brings us to today's video. If you're interested in buying property here in Salvador or in Bahia in general, here's some things you need to know. Number one is, and a lot of people seem to not realize this, is that as a buyer, you do not pay my commission. You do not pay the commission of a real estate agent. That is what the seller pays for. So if you want someone to advocate on your behalf, choose an agent. Because we can help advocate for you and we know the kind of things that go on here that maybe you might not catch. Now, when I say advocate, there are sometimes issues with paperwork that you might not know about and get stuck in a sale that takes forever. But I would say the biggest problem here is that everybody assumes that gringos overpay for property. They think that we just overpay for property. It's really kind of wild. People have said to me, hey, I have this apartment and a gringo would pay 400,000 reais for it. When I'm like, you know, that property is maybe worth 300, it's not worth that amount. Oh no, but a gringo would pay that amount. So there's this idea that we overpay for things, that we don't have access to the internet, so we would never know the actual value of an apartment. It's quite nuts. So that's one thing to watch out for, and that's why it's good to have an agent advocating for you. Number two, one of the good reasons to buy property here is that it could actually be making you income, depending on where you buy. And I would definitely highly suggest Bahia, the neighborhood of Bahia in Salvador. You can buy an apartment and you can rent it out, and that could either be paying its bills or you could even be making money off of your investment. Now, every apartment is a case-by-case basis. If you're going to come to Brazil a couple months out of the year during high season, then making lots of money off your apartment might not happen. But if you decorate it nice and your condo fees are low, it is possible to own an apartment here and when you come to visit, collect some money. How nice is that? Now, number three, now that I've got you excited about buying an apartment, right? Here are 3 different sites to check out that I would recommend if you wanted to buy property here. That's Viva Real, Imóvel Web, and OLX. Now, of the 3, OLX is going to have more cheaper properties, and that could be good for you actually. If you only have a little bit of money to spare and you don't want anything super expensive, that could actually be a really good site for you to check out. All right, so let's go to one of the sites I told you about, Imóvel Web, and I'll just walk you through this here. Now, comprar means buy. It really does help to know some of these words in Portuguese. So Bahia is, I think, one of the best neighborhoods to buy in, so we're gonna go there. And then in this case, I'm just gonna say we want an apartment up until 450,000 reais, okay? Now you can put in how many bedrooms you want and other things like, do you want it to have a garage space? Which I think is a good idea for resale. Even if you're gonna come here, you don't need a car and you don't want a car, it does help for one day for resale, because Brazilians who live here are going to want to have a garage space. See, if you click on those arrows, you can see the first few photos without clicking on the anuncio, the announcement. So here we go. Now let's just click on it and see. Let's go through what this all means. So it's for 359,000 reais. If you look there, the condo is 390 per month, not bad. And the IPTU is the property taxes. That's 97 a month, not bad. 79 meters squared, nice size apartment, 3 bedrooms, 1 garage space. So if you go down below here, see how it says it has 1 vaga? It actually is, I know I lived in this building, you don't have a dedicated space, so it's not that great. The property, the Imóvel, is 25 years old. And so, let's see here. So, 2 andar de escada means that you have to go up 2 flights of stairs in order to get to the apartment. Now, last but not least, is something I had been noticing that didn't make sense to me, is that some of these apartments seem to be super cheap. And as I looked into it, I think it's more of a scam than I initially thought. Now I'm going to show you with this one right here. Well, let's check this out. So this here is an apartment with 2 bedrooms and 1 bath, and it's 47 meters squared. Now what's wrong is a 47 meter square apartment would be a very small 1-bedroom apartment, where the bedroom and the living room and the kitchen, all of it would be very small. Now just looking at the size of this living room, no way is that a 47 meter squared apartment, right? It just wouldn't fit. And now look at this apartment. It looks nice. It has hookups for the AC. It looks like it's a relatively new apartment. Now this street in here, Vermelho, see this right here? This is a big apartment building that has multiple towers, which is why in between the 2 towers, the apartment towers, they have that green area. This apartment, I know, does not exist on the street it says it is on. And I've seen this multiple times. I saw an apartment for sale in Bahia, and when I looked at the sea views, it was not. The sea views from the street they said the apartment was on should have included at least one of the forts, and it didn't, and it was a totally different sea view. So I point this out to you because I think it's really tricky. Now, look at that, 200,000 reais for all of that? No, absolutely not. And Rio Vermelho? No. And one thing here I'll show you how you can tell is these listings always say utilize seu FGTS como entrada, parcele no cartão de crédito. They're wanting you to buy this on your credit card. So I have actually written them and asked, I said, hey, not as a real estate agent, hey, I have a friend who's American, so she doesn't have residency here and she wants to look at this apartment, like, would she be able to buy it? And they haven't responded to me. This could very well be on the up and up, and this could be ideal for Brazilians who can't get regular bank loans, but otherwise, more than once I've seen listings that are too cheap and don't even appear, nothing appears right. And in this case, the meter squared is completely incorrect. So if you see something like that that looks too good to be true, it most likely is. So watch out. Anyhow, I hope that was helpful. If you're interested in buying an apartment, talk to me. Let's talk, all right? My info, you can reach me on Telegram or on Instagram, the Grams. Otherwise, if you want to, I can give you my phone number. Just don't feel like putting it on these videos, you know what I mean? Anyhow, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Beijos!